read a couple of faxes. Terrence from North Carolina says that Jim Bakker should be allowed to return to the ministry because he's served in time in prison and is repentant. Nora from New Hampshire says Bakker's an insult and a shame to Christianity. Would you hire a robber to look after your house? You shouldn't even think about entering the business. Rob from Minneapolis sent this. If Bakker is truly reborn, then God will be with him and he shall prosper. And if he's not, then he will again be found to be a fraud. So what is your advice to Jim Bakker? This is from Rob in Minneapolis. Rob in Georgia joins us. What's your advice?
I think really he should just remove himself from society in terms of the media and have some godly people that will pour into his life and make sure he's worked through everything, because there's some critical issues in his life, even with the adultery. That issue ain't even been dealt with yet, as far as I've heard from people. We're talking about money, but what about the relationship stuff?
Okay, Rob, thank you. John, you've got some advice to Jim Bakker?
Yeah, I remember seeing him in the beginning, and I know he started off at Sears and Roebuck in Miami, and maybe he needs to go back into retail or something, just stay off the TV.
Okay, Connie?
His retraining, his ability to see how he can really do something in a second chance that would be good for other people.
Tom?
I feel that he should get back into ministry, but a youth ministry.
Julie's disagreeing.
No, I don't think he deserves to be back into the ministry at all.
Yes, ma'am?
Yes, he should get a new life and out of television.
Okay. Dawn, do you agree?
Yeah, I think he should get out of television. I guess the thing is ministry can be a very private thing as well. And I think I agree.
So your advice is to go private?
Yeah, he can serve in a church. He can.
Okay. Dawn's advice is to go private. Brandy, I want to end with you over here. What's the advice on CompuServe to Jim Bakker?
A lot of people believe he should do community service for the rest of his life.
And a lot of people in our audience absolutely agree with that also. Stephen Winzenburg, final thought from you. What should he do? Your advice?
I'd like to say something to your audience. I'd say don't lose faith in all religious people or all churches, because there are some good ones out there, but never have blind faith in any religious person.
They agree with you. A lot of people are nodding in that. Carl, yes?
I think he has the right idea in that we're overlooking the victims. I think to be on the safe side, all of us ought to take a second look to any ministry that begs for money.
Okay, very good point, Carl. Thank you very much. Reverend Price?
I think Jim Bakker has been comforted while in prison. The scripture says, comfort one another with the comfort wherewith you are comforted. Now he can take what he's learned in prison and help others to learn in order to prevent going to prison.
Reverend Nelson Price, thank you very much for joining us today. CNN's Art Harris, thank you. Always a pleasure to see you also. Joe Haviland, thank you very much for being with us in our audience today. And also Tina and Larry, thank you. And Brandy, terrific job on CompuServe. Stephen Winzenburg, thank you very much for joining us for your special insight. And thanks also to Thomas Anderson, attorney for XPTL Partners, who joined us at the top of the show on the phone. Brief final thought after this.